Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Vintage Story. Alright, here we are. It is first thing in the morning. It is the 12th of October, first thing in the morning. Kind of funny, it's running a Gregorian calendar, but hey, whatever. Where did we leave off? I can't remember what we left off on last episode, but between episodes, I have upgraded my hearth slightly because I found that 2 fireplates were not quite keeping up with what I needed. Each of these has, again, I just put my crucible in there so I can just store material as I find it. There's a couple that are these raw clay shingles. I actually need charcoal to burn them, not firewood. And I think the rest are still empty. Yeah. And I made a second cook pot. But I figured, we'll bring you back in. We're slowly working on the house layout here. I've put the pillars in for the second floor, and I have started working on making fire clay shingle slabs. I don't have any dirt. Dirt. Can I have some dirt, please? Look in the dirt box there, cow. I sound like one of these zombies first thing. It's early morning for me. I haven't been able to record most of the week, mainly because of work, which is kind of messing me up because I've got other games that I'm playing that I've just literally haven't even been able to get in and play. There we go. Get up here. What I'm thinking of doing with these. I'm going to do a roof that's kind of like this. What I'm going to have to do is we'll put a dirt block like that. And then like that. There we go. A dirt block like that. Thinking I might do is make a bunch of what do you call them? The hay blocks, and use hay blocks for temporary block placements and scaffolds just to speed up building. Now this beam here, I'm going to have a wall that's going to kind of come across, and I'm thinking of having the wall come out a little ahead, kind of right where this the chimney is here. But I was thinking of doing this sort of a thing for a roof up here, which means I do have to raise this chimney. This is just kind of covered for now, but that I think will be the line that I follow with these blocks for the first what do you call it, for the first section of the roof. This area here is going to be the workshop area. This is where the workshop itself is, basically the smelting and whatnot. This area here will become where the industrial workshop is. I do want to carry this up for a second floor, have a living space on the second floor, and then above that will be a windmill. Probably centered over this area, or maybe even over this area here, off to the side of the house here. Maybe it will be the windmill, and then down it'll be a shaft coming down, and gears and whatnot powering the various windmill things. Now that's one thing that I wanted to kind of show you. I mean, there's a lot of building. I'd like to do my building off camera because it really it takes a lot of time. It really does. The placing of the blocks is not that overly hard, but it does take some time. I'm going to do real quick here. I'm just going to grab a couple of vittles. What do I got in here? 20. I don't think my cellar is actually working. The one that's 14 days, yes. I don't think that this room is counting as a cellar because there's supposed to be another timer on these. These things should be lasting for hundreds of days or tens, like a lot longer than they are. So I have to see if I can figure out what's going on with that. If you know anything about cellars, it's probably something stupid like I'm not covered with a door, or I need to be more blocks down, or whatever. Please feel free to leave a comment because these aren't working. According to the wiki, they are supposed to be a maximum of 6 squares by 6 squares. This is only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares by 5 squares. And it's only 3 blocks high. It's all cobblestone except for the door, and it's basalt rock on the bottom. I'm not sure what the deal is, but yeah, I don't think the cellar bonus is working on those. I'm not too happy about that. Maybe there's something I'm missing. We'll find out. So yeah, if you know anything about that, let me know. I also want to do, and that's why I ran up the stairs twice, because I'm forgetful. Where did I leave my... Hold on while we rummage through boxes. There we go. That should give me a couple. I'm going to build the replacement steps. First, but I want to try again to break that honey. So many things that I want to take care of on camera with you guys, and the only problem is I want to keep the recordings down to under an hour and a half a piece. It's quite that easy. Okay, so we're going to place that guy here, and this guy here I'm going to break it. So I want that one to move over, but I'm going to put it closer to this hole over here. Let's put it on top. There we go. Now, break them. Releases the angry hive. There we go. Those 2 skeps will repopulate. I could probably do is build another one here. But for now, we'll go with that. Now I'm up to 3 pigs in here. I haven't seen a male come around yet. Somebody has suggested that I use the small trough with the grains to get chickens. We're going to try that here. All I'm going to do is actually the same thing I got going on here. I'm just going to build basically right here by the water, and we'll try the small thing. Also, I've had wolves get in here a couple of times, and they won't attack the pigs, but they go right for the bunnies. So I made the bunnies a little hidey hole because they always run to this one particular corner, and these little baby bunnies always seem to just spawn in here. I don't know where the adult bunnies are, but the baby bunnies always spawn in here, and they all run to that corner, or they run over here and get hooked on the gate. I also give them a hidey hole underneath the hay bales. I'm just trying to bring in more hay bales and build this up a bit more. I just want the animals to have a spot to hide just when the wolves get in here, because I want to see if I can get the bunnies to grow to full size. So that's that. Now the next thing I want to work on, I've only got so much daylight, and then I don't like recording at night in this game because it is very dark. So I'm trying to hurry, which probably isn't good, but we're trying to hurry. I want that and this. I do have some hides, and I really do want to start working on making armor. I'm trying to collect copper to make armor. I'm not going to bother making like wood or whatever. I will probably make just regular armor, but let's hit again H button. I want the bucket recipe. Probably looking right at it. That's barrel. Bucket. U-shaped planks in one flax twine. So let's grab our saw and open up our crafting menu. They did say, they indicated that they were going to redo some of the designs for the crafting. Get rid of this 3x3 crafting grid, I believe. Okay, that's a wooden bucket. Now, I think I can go right into the barrel here with it, but we're not sure. So it says hold it in your hand and right click to squeeze. Is it shift right click to squeeze? Control right click to squeeze. Put the honeycomb in the thing. Squeeze out over a bucket or bowl to get honey and or wax. Okay, so it's got to be a bucket or a bowl. Alright, that's what I was thinking. So, put the bucket down. There we go. Right click over the bucket. Now each honeycomb is one bowl full of honey. So now I need to look at honey. Okay, so what do I do with it? Ingredient for honey. I thought honey was used in making jam. I have to find out. There's probably a thing. Oh, crafting mechanic in meal making, yes. Jam. 2 fruit plus 2 honey. So this is what I wanted to find out. I have, these are going to go bad. These are going to go bad. That was an egg that's already gone bad. Those are going to go bad. Okay. And as you can see, it's already getting close to dark. We haven't even gotten started on what we're doing. The days are getting progressively shorter. It's probably only, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in game time, and it's already dark. So now, how do I get honey into 6 portions of honey. And where are these blackberries? That's 5 blackberries. That's not going to do it. I'm just going to eat these because they're going to go bad. So it's just going to be cranberry jam. Like that. Oh, these things are going to go bad. Okay, let's open up this one. And this is empty. Okay. They're mostly rotten, but we'll eat them. Okay, I wanted to see about making the jam. Now the next thing I wanted to do was 3x3 and then linen. Okay, so this goes like so, that, and like that to make these. Now that makes the cloth sack, which is 1 piece of linen under some twine. Probably shouldn't have made that much. Oh no, I needed that many. I just need 4 more twine. That's the linen sack. So if we trade that out, that gains that gains many more storage places. I can't. So what do I do with the? What am I supposed to do with these storage baskets? You can't put them in your inventory. And you can't put them down, right? Like I can't place them and I can't put them in my inventory. So when you trade one out, they're gone, or you... I guess I can do that. No, I can't even put it into a chest. Okay, so I have to manually make sure it's empty, and then you can put the basket into a chest. And I can pick up that basket and put that back in my inventory. So I have no idea how to transport empty baskets around. You can't... Oh, okay. So did it put it down with stuff in it? Is that what it did? It dropped it with stuff in it. Okay, that's bizarre, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, if you're dropping your inventory, you just leave the whole thing with whatever was in it. Okay. Oh, crap. Control click picks up entire stack of stuff here. How hot does this have to get? Oh, what's the recipe for jam? 2 fruit and 2 honey. Okay, so I need 2 more honey in here. Can I cancel this, take the wooden bucket and click on the honey? 3 and then 1, 3. There we go. That'll make cranberry jam. These recipes are a bit of a pain in the tuchus sometimes, but that's okay. Okay, I want to do a couple of more things. First off, I want to go grab a bucket of water. Yes, I have to finish these stairs. So right click on it should give me a bucket of water. Stuff crashing and splashing out there making noise. And I want oak logs. Right click on that, I put the water in the bucket. And then if I put the oak logs in here, I don't think I need to seal it. But if I understand this correctly, I could be wrong here. Oak log plus water in a barrel creates tanning potion, and then combine tanning potion with more oak logs to make strong tanning potion. That's what I'm trying to make. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll go add some more water to this real quick. Our jam is done. 3 servings of cranberry jam. Nice. Did I remember to bring a... I don't have an empty up here. Okay. There we go. Remove all the extra logs. I filled it completely with water. Removed all the extra logs except for the 5 that were in there. And it says now will turn into 50 liters of weak tanning solution after 24 hours of sealing. So now if I seal that should start making the tanning solution. Now I'll probably do is the same thing with this one. Again, I'll probably just do this off camera. 3, 4, 5. Oops, I'll take one more. There we go. I'll do that off camera because it's going to take a while to do, and that's a lot of runs back and forth. And I just placed an oak log in the middle of the floor. Awesome. Special today, Cal. Thank you. Also, I want to do is grab. Let's get this out of my inventory. This out of the inventory. That I need. This I need closed. Just want to grab that jam out of the pot. There we go. There's jam. Now I want to look at for crock. Now the candle, it's just 3 whacks straight up and down. Eventually I want to pick up some wall sconces. Okay, so I can't place it on a wall. And I probably can't place it there because that's a half slam. Yeah. Place it there. So it's a shift place. Yeah. Eventually I want to pick up some wall sconces and start putting those out around the area. I don't know, it's a little light, but a little light is better than no light, you know? I can't stick it to walls yet, so we're just going to place it on the floor like that, and we'll see what kind of light that gives us when I move away. Yeah, it's a kind of a dim glimmer. Not overly powerful, but it's there. Okay, it's daylight now. I can see what I'm doing. As you can see, we're starting to get frost in the mornings on the trees and such. So Mr. Toots here has been stung all to pieces, and that one is empty. I heard a growl. That one's empty, okay. There's a couple of wolves in the woods here. I'm slowly pushing the woods back, and that's moving them back. So yeah, as you can see, we got frost happening on the thing. My excavation of the blue clay that's over here and removal of the trees in the area unveiled a small deposit of copper. And another little bit of resin that I didn't see before. Cool. Come on. Collect it. Right click. Right click, cow. Everything's right click. And yes, somebody had commented on one of my videos that you should use a knife to harvest the mushrooms. And I had actually inadvertently been using a stick because the stick looked very much like the knife. And I didn't realize it. It wasn't that I was harvesting them not knowing how to harvest them. It was that I was harvesting them with the wrong tool and not realizing it. So yes, I do know that that is how to harvest mushrooms. Unfortunately, sometimes the brain doesn't exactly fire on all 2 cylinders, and we have minor errors like that that creep into the mix. So there you go. There's that. My guy doesn't want to work today. I gotta put feed in my pig's trough. Do I got another pig? 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 pigs in here now. You keep spawning the female pigs, but not the male pig, eh? I've also noticed that as the days get colder, these reeds and the grass and whatnot seem to take longer to grow and fill in. Okay, because of the way things are not growing, I'm just going to leave the garden unharvested. I believe that wintertime, even if you plant in the wintertime, nothing grows. And all my berry bushes, of course, are also not harvesting. I got some blueberries here that need to come off. I got some white currants that need to come off. All my cranberries are not. So I'll probably end up doing is also coming back over the winter and moving all of those bushes up around the house, because I do want my food production garden over here a little bit more, some of that food production garden. I am going to expand that garden. I'm going to probably double it in size. Unfortunately, I'm getting more turnips than anything. And one of the problems, of course, is that every time you garden, you remove nutrient from the soil, and it doesn't replenish unless you leave it fallow for extended periods of time. But there is another method of getting it to replenish, and that is to actually make bone meal fertilizer. And that's something I wanted to try to make here. Those and these. Now I probably make a second one of these. Now this is one of my first mechanical devices that you're making. But you can grind bone and I believe grains in one of these things. Now this of course will end up going up in the workshop. Eventually I will have a couple of these, I'm sure, attached to the power that's coming in, but for now, as the workshop is still fairly undeveloped, we'll just plop it here and we'll start. I want to see if I can put in flax grain. And then right click on it, turns it slowly. I'm guessing once it stops moving, that's its thing. Right click on the base and there we have flax power, the flower. Now that flower, 1.2 years. Okay, so now let's see what we can do with flour. Flour is ingredient for dough. There's what I'm looking for. Dough is flour and water. Flour and bread, maybe? Flour and bucket. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I can probably do that with the other grains as well. And the bones. I'm just going to do one. Gives you a bone meal. 3% of N, 30% of P, and 0% of K. Well, that is definitely not things that I need. I need the N. All of my plants use the N. I've only got one that uses P, and I think I've only got a couple that use K. So let's open up the H menu on that. It doesn't say if there's anything else I can do with the bone meal. Okay. I want to go grab the bucket, but I have a feeling it's a bucket of water. So we take this and combine it with the flour. Yeah, so I think it's a bucket of water. So let's try that. I mean, in my mind, that would make more sense. Bucket of water makes bread. All right, how many of these can we make? 7 of them. Refill that bucket, so I'm going to use that in the barrel downstairs. Put you back in there. Grab this one, which is empty. So if I put 7 loaves of bread in there, baked into 1 flax bread. Okay. Let's grab ourselves some wood. can't combine the bread with anything to make like a meal or a better meal or sandwich or something. I don't suppose I could put bread. See, now if I could take bread and combine it with meat and like say bush meat, bread, and vegetable and or berry, and make like a meat, like a dumpling stew, that would actually be really good. Or if I could combine the bread, the flour, and combine that with like a berries or something, that would also be good. I wonder if there's much else I can crush in the quern. Of course, I don't think there is. I do believe that it is currently fairly limited on what it is allowed to crush here. Like if I put grass in there, it wouldn't do that. I don't know if it'll do stones. I think that's what the Helvahammer is for. I wanted to try the copper on that, so I'm going to do here is I'm just going to let my bread finish breaking. I'm going to go put this up, and we're just going to grab the pickaxe. I want to try it on the copper here real quick. Do need to empty out inventory because I am starting to get too much junk in my pockets again. Eat the bread. Wow, the bread doesn't really add a lot. Now, can I put the bread on the shelf? I can put one bread per shelf. Okay, while it's attractive, not very profitable for space. And I can leave that in there. But yeah, it barely moves your hunger bar over at all. So that's not really a lot of good to me. I mean, it's good because, yes, you can stretch your grains. Like, but the grains last in these urns for ages. Like, 4.5 years. So, to 100 and some odd days for a loaf of bread. I don't know. The honey, you go through it too quickly. Like that jam will last for 1.3 years. So I'm not worried that I'm going to run through that jam very quickly. But you still got to make hearty meals. Otherwise you will not fill yourself. Okay, I'm just at that copper deposit here I showed you earlier. We're just going to try to dig down to it a little bit. And I've just exposed the first traces of copper on the top. And my shovel broke, of course, so I'm clawing dirt up by hand. I've got an axe, but not a shovel on me. Just about used up my pick. I have a wolf literally right in front of me here somewhere. Medium crystallized chunk of ore, so I got a large piece of ore there as well. So we're just going to jump out of this hole and kind of run away from the bad things. I don't really feel like fighting wolves right now. Now I want to see, because this should be a crushing mill, can I crush copper in here? No. Okay. So I probably can't crush the crystallized copper either then. No. Okay. So this doesn't work for that. So that's good to know. Now what I can do is, of course, just use your copper hammer in your inventory and crush away. This one's my copper, and look at that. Oh, we've got lots of the beautiful stuff now. I did want to try to fill this up before I start cooking it. But there we have it. That's jam, bread, rotary quern, candles, beehives, honey, and winter preparations. I'm going to carry on with this. These are the red brick, as I said, the red brick shingles. Of course, building the slabs is the same slab recipe. I believe the stair recipe is the same as well. The only place I'm going to use the full blocks is on the edge, going up the side here. I am going to overhang it slightly, but that's another thing. So I'm going to work on that between episodes a little bit more, because honestly, shingling, I want to get this section of roof done, and we'll see what we can get into. I do need to do a lot more work on the floor. I'm not too happy with the fact that I can't put anything on a half slab. That's a bug or a thing in a game that I've always has always irritated me. I don't like using full blocks for everything. So having to put a full block on under everything, I mean, yes, it looks good if I'm doing like a housekeeping pad or something, but anyhow, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you're enjoying Vintage Story. I'll see you on the next episode, where goodness knows what kind of trouble we'll get into. So thanks all for watching, and good night for now.